Hello and welcome. In this video, we will discover 9 uncommon ways to save a lot of money. Does the topic of saving money make you feel a little guilty? You have good intentions when it comes to saving money, but something always comes up. The car needs new tires, the teenager needs braces, the house needs a new roof, and just like that, saving money takes a backseat to life stuff. So, you put it off. You tell yourself you'll find ways to save money once you reach a certain milestone, like once you hit a specific age, or get that raise you're after. As the economy and the stock market continue on their downward slide, saving money is becoming more important for families across the country. We've all probably heard a lot of the conventional tips on how to save money, like not eating out as much or cutting back on personal fun money, but there are other, less conventional ways that you can save money. While you may not want to try all of these, hopefully this post can serve as a reminder that there are always ways to find more money or make more money in your budget. But in reality, you'll only start saving money when you learn healthy money habits and let your future needs be more important than your current wants, aka when you make saving money a priority. And you don't need everything to magically line up perfectly before you start saving. There are plenty, and we do mean plenty, of practical ways to save money and breathe some fresh air into your budget. When you're looking for ways to save, these ideas may not immediately come to mind first, but rational people are doing these things to save money. Just before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to download your free book on financial freedom by clicking on the link in the description below. 1. Stop using toilet paper and/or other paper products. Yeah, I know. Great way to start the list by telling people to stop using toilet paper. While this idea is admittedly not for everyone, including me, there are plenty of people forgoing traditional toilet paper in favor of what they call family cloths. Basically, you just buy a bunch of extra washcloths at the store for cheap and then use those for wiping instead. Then you set up a small pail of water with bleach solution in it to place your used cloths. Just pour the bucket into the wash, spin out the liquid, and then wash with hot water and bleach. Also save money by opting to use non-paper products. Skip the use of paper plates, paper napkins, etc. 2. Flush and using less water. Some people will save a few dollars a month by flushing using less water in their toilets. To do that, they'll place a capped jug filled with sand or rocks in the back of their toilet tank, displacing enough water in the tank to save 10 or more gallons per day of water. Over an entire year, that can mean savings of $90 to $100. Use in conjunction with the first tip to save even more. 3. Dumpster diving for food and other useful items. This is another one that I'd probably avoid, mostly because of embarrassment and/or concerns about food safety. There is a whole community of folks online, however, that like to brag about what things they found in the trash this week. People will furnish their entire homes and create entire meals from things found in dumpster diving. It's best to be careful on this one, however, as sometimes dumpster diving can be illegal in certain areas or when dumpsters are on private property. 4. Make your own home products. A lot of people are starting to make their own home products, everything from shampoo and dish detergent to mouthwash and fabric softener. There's savings you see from making your own products, many of which are essentially the same or better than store-bought, can be pretty big. Instead of eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner out at restaurants, commit to eating all of your meals at home every day. This will likely save you around $500 per month if you are currently eating out daily. Look at your current bank statements and calculate how much you spend on eating out at restaurants each month. You might be surprised at how much you are really spending on food. 5. Forgo having a car. For many people, this might not be feasible if they live a long ways from their place of employment or if there isn't public transit available, but many people are living without a vehicle in order to save on gas, insurance, and car payments. Options to replace having a vehicle include riding public transportation, carpooling, and cost sharing, as well as biking to the place you need to go. There are also creative ways to get rid of the need for a car, like ordering groceries online, renting a car short-term if you really need one, or riding a taxi. This way to save money works best, however, if you're living in an urban center with lots of public transportation options. 6. Cut down on groceries. Most people, after they do a budget, are shocked to find out how much they're actually spending at the grocery store each month. And if you're the average American family of 4, with 2 kids 5 and under, you're probably spending around $921.10. Yikes! It's so easy to walk through those aisles, grabbing a bag of Oreos here and a few bags of chips there, and then top it off with the fun goodies at the register. But those little purchases, aka budget busters, add up quite a bit and end up blowing the budget every single month. Save money on groceries by planning out your meals each week and taking a good look at what you already have in your pantry before you head to the store. Because why would you want to buy more of what you already have? And if you really want to stick to your list, leave the kids at home. Want to save money and time? Try online grocery pickup or delivery. Most major grocery stores offer it these days, sometimes even for free, and it can save a ton of money. Picking up your groceries gets rid of the temptation you would have had when you caught a whiff of those freshly baked chocolate chip cookies floating through the aisles. In other words, you're forced to stick to your list and avoid those impulse splurges. 7. Live in a smaller house or even a tiny one. These days, people more often will talk about wanting to move into a bigger house with more amenities and space. Be counterculture and move into a smaller house that is simpler, costs less, and has less expenses associated with it. Pay it off before you move in. Many folks are even deciding to lessen their impact on the environment by living in a tiny house. While I might not go to that extreme, it is an option. Downsizing your home is radical. But if you have a house payment you can barely afford or too much house, sell it and downsize. 8. Move closer to your job. Time is money. And the more time you sit in your vehicle, the less time you could be making money or enjoying your life. Consider the impact of living closer to your job. If you can walk to your job, you may not need to spend a chunk of your income paying for the costs of owning a vehicle. Living closer to your job can also improve your life. You might have to downsize, but going from a 2 to 3 hour daily commute to one that only takes 1 hour a day can make a large difference in your quality of life. Consider that going from a 3-hour daily commute to a 1-hour commute will save you 522 hours a year in your car. That's 261 working days per year times 2 hours saved. That is equivalent to 13 40-hour work weeks. 9. Don't use subscription services or ask for price reductions on current services. If you can help it, avoid using subscription services like cable TV, cell phone service, newspapers, magazines, and lawn mowing service. Instead, opt for free alternatives online, do it yourself, buy prepaid services, or buy things only when you really want or need them. If you need a certain service, ask for a price reduction or consider switching services to save. Chances are you're paying for multiple subscriptions like Netflix, Hulu, Spotify, gym memberships, trendy subscription boxes, and Amazon Prime. It's time to cancel any subscriptions you don't use on the regular. And make sure that you turn off auto-renew when you make a purchase. If you cancel it and decide you can't go without it, subscribe again, but only if it fits into your new and improved budget. And for those subscriptions you do want to keep around, think about sharing memberships with some family or friends. A lot of streaming services, like Netflix and Hulu, let you watch your favorite shows from 2 or more screens with an upgraded account. That way, everyone wins and saves. Conclusion: you can stop the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck with a simple secret. Make a zero-based budget before the month begins. A budget is all about being intentional. It helps you create a plan so you can see where your money is going and find out how much you can actually save each month. When you make a zero-based budget, you're giving every single dollar a name, or assigning it a job to do, before you save or spend it. Remember, it really doesn't matter how much money you make. What matters is how you spend and save the money you do make. No matter whether you're super rich or living from paycheck to paycheck, all of us love to save money. There aren't many better feelings than knowing you've saved yourself a significant expense. The problem is that not a lot of us know how to save money. We find it all too easy to slip into bad habits that prevent us from taking control of our finances. Thankfully, saving money doesn't have to be hard. It's much easier than most of us think. Frugality gets a bad rep at times, and while you don't need to count every penny you spend, if you don't take notice of what you're spending, you're going to find yourself in the same spot at the end of the month, wondering where all your money has gone. The simple advice is to spend less in order to spend more, but this doesn't often work in reality. Instead, applying some out-of-the-box thinking is better to help you save money. Many of the everyday things we spend money on, such as grocery, coffee, and water, are the things that end up costing us the most. It may seem counterintuitive, but if you were to go through your bills and add up your expenses for the month, you might get a shock. Instead of looking at the obvious, I implore you to look at different ways to save money. Some of them will have you thinking, why didn't I think of that? While others will have you scratching your head and wondering what I'm talking about. Many of these things are stretching the dollar and saving money, oftentimes cutting my spending in half for a particular item. None of these ideas save a whole lot of money alone, but remember that together these savings add up, and this mindset is significant. So if you are someone who struggles with managing your money well, remember that little things add up, one at a time, for huge savings in the end. This thought process is the key for you to get a hold of your spending. I guarantee that all of the tips I list below will help you save money in the long run, money which you can put to better use, instead of dropping through your fingers every month. These tips may seem unusual, but there's no doubt they work. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and especially subscribe to the channel. You are also free to receive the new book, 5 Steps to Reach Financial Freedom, by clicking on the link in the description below the video.